We're trying to find a way to
get in a big pool, maybe.
That's what we're looking at, is do a couple lengths of the pool.
Yes,
but
yes.
That's a pure fun event, and it will be fundraising for a cause.
So are you going to invite me?
Absolutely.
Yeah,
and I
would like
expect
to
your
do
boat
that.
to be painted yellow.
It will be painted yellow, absolutely. Hello and welcome to the Be Real podcast with the host, me, B. Powell with Be Realty Corp. Today I have a wonderful guest, Jim Old, with me from the DeBary Foundation, and I think you will really enjoy to hear what this foundation is all about, what the vision is, and the legacy that they want to leave behind. Welcome, Jim Old. How are you doing?
Good. I appreciate you having me here this afternoon.
You're very welcome. So, Jim, you are here in your capacity as the what for the DeBary Foundation?
I'm the chairman of the board, the inaugural chairman of the DeBary Foundation board.
Okay, that is very interesting. But before we get into the DeBary Foundation, I would like to know, who is Jim Old when you don't wear your foundation hat?
Oh, absolutely. I've lived in DeBary for about 2.5 years. I was a 20-year career Navy. I flew Tomcats for the Navy. I flew fighters. After that, I went into the corporate world, did that for 18 years, retired as a vice president of a large business unit. I then retired to DeBary, Florida, and I've lived here for about 2.5 years. In my spare time, I was a full-time lacrosse coach on top of that,
Right.
From youth up through Division I.
So you shared with me when you first moved here, pretty much in the beginning, you showed up at the city of DeBary and said, how can I help? Is that right?
I did. First, I took the DeBary Citizens Academy, which is an 8-week class that steps through everything from how the city's managed all the way through the sheriff and the fire. At the end of that, I went to the city manager and said, how can I help? And he kind of chuckled and said, nobody asked to write FEMA grants, which is what I started helping him with. They asked to coach football. And then he goes, well, the citizens are asking for a foundation where they can support the city. And he goes, would you help me put it together? So that's when I started building the foundation from scratch. It took about 8 months from concept to initiation.
So that's sort of when your light bulb went off and you said, yes, I want to be part of this. This sounds great, and I'm going to pour.
Oh, absolutely. The reason I took the Citizens Academy to begin with is I wanted to be involved where I lived. And I've been giving back everywhere I live for the last, I'm 63, so been giving back for a large number of years. When I moved to DeBary, I saw how it was run. I saw the people. I saw the culture and said, I want to continue this and make it better.
The DeBary Foundation is new. And by the way, I went to Leadership DeLand, which many years ago, which is...
It's very similar course.
Very similar. And I also took a lot away from it and got more interested in the community involvement. But why are you actually doing it? Are you doing it for yourself, for the next generations?
No, I'm fully retired. I could be happy mountain biking all the time. But I want to make an impact. And everywhere I lived, I've done this. I've given back. Even while on active duty, I coached sports on top of that. When I was in corporate America, I coached. I moved here. I've hung my coaching hat up. I'm done with that. But I want to make the community better. And if you don't give back, if you're not willing to step up yourself and give something to the community, why is anybody else going to join you?
Right.
So that's why I got involved. And that's why it's important to me, is because I want to make DeBary a better place.
Right. So you lead from the front, you lead by example, and you're doing a selfless act, basically.
Well, and what I try to do is, because our first board is we're a total of 7 people. It's myself and 6 directors. And how I've always led my organizations is I empower everybody to make their own decisions and, to run with the ball. I'm not prescriptive directive. I want this to be a whole team. It's about the team win, and the team is a city.
Right.
And everybody on the board is there for the same reason. We want to make the city better, more vibrant, more encouraging. We want people to want to live in DeBary for those reasons.
Right. So you're just mentioning the city. Obviously, that's who you approach, but you're not actually working for the city. So this question comes up.
Exactly. I'd like to state we are not an official city organization. The concept came from city council. We were established by the city council, but then we had our first incorporation meeting. We adopted our bylaws and all the other documents, and we became a wholly independent entity at that point. We're still waiting for the IRS's 501c3 designation. We applied in July. We're a designated fundraising entity through the state of Florida Department of Agriculture, and we are wholly independent from the city. we operate under the city council vision, but we are empowered to do what we want. Our foundation decides what we pursue for projects, decides how the money that we raise is allocated, and we elect our own board members.
Right.
So we are not, we support the city, but we in no way function as a.
So I think it's really important, of course, that the vision aligns and you are working hand in hand, but you are, separate.
Correct.
But for our listeners, why is that important, especially when it comes to donations? Why is it important that we know that you are not working for the city?
Well, in our donations, once we get the tax exempt status, we'll be a tax exempt for that. And we're allowed to, we can move faster than most municipal governments. And the money that is donated to us goes back into the city. We have very low operating costs, and we do partner with the city if we do things that touch city land. For example, we're doing a Veterans Brick Project on the city park. We have to work with the city.
Right.
But we can also support art programs in the elementary school or the art center, which doesn't involve the city. And that's why it's important that we are independent so we can make our own decisions. And we really are responding to what the residents want. When the initial kickoff you came to, we solicited input from the community.
Right.
And that continues to this day. And we will take on projects that the majority of the community is asking us to do. This isn't 7 people sitting in a room thinking we're going to do X. We're going to go ask the community what do they want and then do that.
Right. So speaking of projects, right? I know I've heard of some of the projects and maybe you can touch on a couple of them, but is there like one that really stands out, that touches your heart, that you're extra passionate about, where you say, this is what I envisioned, this is why I'm doing it?
Well, the initial one that we're doing is because I'm a retired, I flew fighters for the Navy for 20 years.
Right.
We're doing a veteran brick project, which honors all of our veterans, our current military, and our Gold Star families. Citizens can purchase bricks with their veteran's name on it that will be installed in DeBary's Memorial Park. They're going to establish a new Veterans Plaza with the dedication ceremony being on President's Day. And so that one, because it touches me, because I come from a long line of military family, father, grandfather, great-grandfather, all the way back to the Revolutionary War. And it's what I'm passionate about. And I have too many friends that are in Arlington. So trying to find something to really honor them that's why this is the first project I took on.
Yeah.
And it's something that we can give back to the veteran community and to the community as a whole that supports our active military veterans and the Gold Star families. That's really the first passionate. And yes, the city council has been asking for it. Other organizations asked to do it, and they pointed everyone to us. So the American Legion's on board, the Veterans of Foreign Wars on board, all supporting us. So it's a community-wide.
Yeah. Well, Jim, thank you for sharing that. As very personal, of course, as well. And I thank you and your whole family for your sacrifice and your contribution. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Now, on a different level, but in my company, of course, we also are community involved. We support different projects. We have specific programs and discounts available for veterans. But we do it as part of our business, where the difference for you guys is that's your sole purpose. Right? It's your sole purpose is to support the community and give back to the community, if you will. Yeah.
I mean, the way we view it is we want to make, and I realize I'm in DeBary and you're in DeLand, but we want to make DeBary one of the places where people want to live. And you do that by having a vibrant culture. And that's everything from the parks, the arts, the trails, which is what our logo is, supporting the vets and our heritage, the historic aspect. And if the community is vibrant and is engaged, it's a fun place to live. And then more people, and you want to attract more people that are that engaged in their community. And it's a better place to live.
Yes.
It's one of the other reasons why I'm doing this.
So you pointed at your logo, which I love that logo. And I know it was developed by a local artist.
Correct.
And can you tell us a little bit more about it? What do those elements stand for?
Yeah, absolutely. The artist is Terry Hogue, an acclaimed artist locally. She runs the Gateway Center, which is a separate 501c3. We're not related. But I asked her, would you volunteer to help me? And her answer was absolutely. And she's really, so need something done, find a busy person.
That's
And so she created this, and the vision is that our 5 pillars really are: we want to enhance the trails, the parks, the arts, honor our veterans, and our heritage.
Right.
And our logo has 3 of those in it. The colors were chosen: the arts because it's purple, the trails,
It's green,
right? The parks are green and trails are blue. And it's just it captures the whole concept of what we're about. It was amazing. Her vision was incredible how she did this. And then we're branding it everywhere we go, so it becomes recognizable.
Yes. So you are looking to bring all these projects forward. It's donation based, right?
Absolutely.
Fundraising.
And we do well. Again, we've received no money from the city government. It's all through individual donation, fundraising, corporate partnerships, and we're pursuing grants.
Right.
I've already written 2 grants asking for donations for that. We're spinning up our fundraising. We're really kind of on pause till the IRS determination letter comes in. But we are legal to fundraise. It's just not tax deductible yet.
Yeah. So, Jim, how many hours do you work on the foundation?
More than I thought I would.
Yes.
This is all pro bono. There's no one's getting paid with this. Putting it together, it was almost a full-time job I ran 2 nonprofits in Virginia. And so I took that and I talked to 3 or 4 other friends who were executive directors of nonprofits. And when I built the concept out, it took a lot longer than I thought. We had to work it through the city and city council to get their approval. And now getting everything spun up, the first month and a half, once we were our own entity, it was almost a full-time job.
Right.
Now now we're kind of calmed down a little bit. We have the first project, again, the brick project's up and running.
Yes.
But now we have 20 other projects that are in thought process. We don't know which one we're going to pursue next. And we got 4 or 5 more at our kickoff meeting. So we as a group have to decide what we're going to do next.
Yeah.
And we'll probably be, because I like doing this, I'll probably 10, 15 hours a week, more or less. But anybody that volunteers is whatever they want to offer to us. I mean, people can, be an hour or 2 a month or less if we're doing events. It's just because I've been building it from concept to inception. It's taken a lot longer.
Yes.
But I've been willingly doing it because I want to give back.
Yes. Yes, that's fantastic. We need more people like you, Jim. Right? So what do you think? Not every town, city has a foundation.
Correct.
I would venture to say it's kind of unique.
It is. Our city manager, when he was given the brief for his portion, he said that Orlando has one, Winter Park has one, and there's another. But there's 2 different types of foundations. Some cities in Florida have a foundation that's wholly governed by the city.
Right.
We're not. Some others have ones that we're modeled after, which is an independent. But it's not a common thing we're finding out, which is why I think DeBary it's not that they're visionary, but they're really looking forward. They're leaning into it. They're looking, instead of looking down and in on the city, they're looking up and out of how do we take and make this better. And that's how they said we need this concept.
So let's say you live somewhere where there's a foundation or there's no foundation. What is something small that anybody can do to support the community, make the community progress?
Right. Just throw your hand up and volunteer. There are hundreds of organizations in every community that need people to step up. I mean, even the smallest things. When I was on active duty, I started coaching youth. I said, I looked, the youth lacrosse needed help. I said, I'll help.
Yes.
And it blossomed into a full almost second career. You can do the same thing. My next door neighbor works at one of the food banks, and he cooks for the homeless. Everybody needs people to help.
Yeah.
So I look at it this way. I could be sitting on my couch watching TV, or I could be out doing something, helping people who need it.
And it gives back to you as well, right? It makes you feel purposeful
it does.
and helpful.
I mean, I've always felt really good giving back because you feel when you support people, help, you feel almost the love coming back at you, and that makes you feel good. That's why there's so many people that are volunteering, but there's never enough.
Yes. So did you know that we have several Rotary Clubs in the land?
Yep, I do.
Yeah. So I've been in one of them for over 10 years, and I feel good about it because we give back too. And what I really like is we are in the community, right?
Correct.
So we are in the trenches, right? So we're right there with people. We're helping them. We are, using our hands to bring I don't know, food, or we're doing a drive.
That
where
you're
we
actually delivering
exactly, we
something.
hand deliver it, and that's where my heart is. I like to be involved on that level, not just writing a check,
Right.
right?
And I've met both types of people, because there are people that are not.
It's important too. Hey, we need that support too.
Because if you don't have funding, you can't deliver
Yes.
a product at all. I mean, that's what we're about. Our funding is really low right now. We just started. And so people that write checks are more than welcome. We love that.
Yeah.
But we've had a number of people call and write me saying, when you start doing your next event, I'm ready to volunteer.
Right.
And that's
so important.
that's the buzz in the community. And then we're also saying, until we have this.
I like that analogy, Jim.
Yeah. So
The buzz.
It is. See? I worked that in for you. And then if people are looking to help us, we've actually said, well, we're not ready yet, but have you talked to these people? And we start, we'll hand them off to other organizations that need.
So you are also a connector.
Well, I'm trying to facilitate goodness within the community.
Right.
And so if people want to help, I've got a number of people I know that they're in organizations that need help, whether they're food banks, churches, civic and other philanthropic agencies. Everybody needs help.
Yes. So my thought is that vibrant community, and you said a community where people live and have fun and they actually want to be there, is not only healthy, but it actually brings up values, home values as well, right? Would you agree with that?
Oh, absolutely. Because if it's the supply and demand. If people want to live, people are going to want to move in there, and that will increase everybody. So everybody kind of wins.
Yes.
And again, I do it because I want the community to be strong and enjoyable and a fun place where you know your neighbors.
Yeah.
I've lived in places where we knew the people next door and across the street, and that's it.
Yeah.
I've lived in places where I could turn my kids loose, and someone 6 streets away would call me and say, "Hey, your son's over here playing ball." And that's the type of community I want.
Yeah.
And we in DeBary, I've been here 2.5 years, and I know more people in DeBary than I did in one of my other towns where I lived for 7 years.
But it's also you individually. You go out, you seek those connections, you seek the relationship, and that makes the difference. And what I find is not many people do that anymore, right? Where
Everybody's keyboard centric. I was just talking about this morning, where everyone likes to sit behind a keyboard and just talk and say good things or bad things. They don't go out and talk to another human face to face.
Yes.
If you walk up and shake somebody's hand, there's a connection. And that helps bring everything together.
Yes, because otherwise we make up things in our minds about other people. And when you actually meet them, you might be surprised.
The overthinking is a problem. And
Definitely.
People spin and they overthink, and then it goes bad place. And you meet somebody and go, oh, they're not so bad. We're really more aligned than we thought we were.
Yeah, exactly.
There's not this giant division.
If you had to say what legacy you would like the DeBary Foundation to leave behind, how would you phrase that?
I would hope that the legacy left is that the community is better. That we as a current board and the future boards will raise the community up, and that's everything. And again, back to the logo and our tenants, and we do everything that makes DeBary better. We're not just tied to those 5 points, but the legacy is we want to leave. It's almost like the Boy Scout thing, where you leave it better than you found it.
Yes.
And so I found DeBary's pretty good. I just want to leave it a little better.
Yeah, that's really great. So, Jim, you talked about projects, and I know of some of them because I came to the kickoff. But can you let us in on some of the ones that maybe not everybody knows about? Can you talk about that?
One of the big ones is that the city DeBary just purchased Alexander Island, I think 1.5 years ago, and they're going to develop it as a I don't want to say a natural park, but as a park setting. So some of the things we're going to do is help them enhance they're going to put in a trail. We want to enhance the trail. If they put in a bike path, we want to put in bike workstations, things like that the city isn't on the hook to do, but we can make it better. We'll also have memorial benches for people if they want to get a bench for their grandmother, their aunt, whoever. They'll work with us and they can dedicate a bench. We can't tell them where it will go. That's up to the city.
Right.
There'll be a number of things at Alexander Island. Then there'll be some other fun activities we're looking to do. We ran a cardboard regatta in Virginia where you build a boat out of cardboard and then you race.
You know what? I have seen those, and I think they're so much fun.
My only thing is in Florida, every body of water has alligators. So we're trying to find a way to
get
make
in
it
a
work.
big pool, maybe.
That's what we're looking at, is do a couple lengths of the pool.
Yes,
But
yes.
that's a pure fun event, and it will be fundraising for a cause.
So, are you going to invite me?
Absolutely.
Yeah, I
And
would
I
like
expect
to
your
do
boat
that.
to be painted yellow.
It will be painted yellow, absolutely. Maybe I'll give it some wings too. Yeah. That's super fun. So, I have a couple fun questions for you.
Okay.
If DeBary was a person, what personality would it have?
Robin Williams.
Yes?
Because it's a fun place, but there's a serious side that takes care of business, and that's how Robin Williams was. He just made people laugh. He made people have a good time, but he also took care of people.
Yeah. So, Jim, that came a little, like, really quickly, like this. Have you ever thought about that?
No, I honestly I hadn't. I was going, Abe Lincoln, George Washington. No, and it just popped in my head.
Yes.
Because I respected him as an artist, and I respected him, what he did to the community. It was sad that we lost him, but he gave back, and that he continually gave back.
Yes, he did. And he had some great movies. Now, for you, in the morning, coffee or tea, what gets you going?
I don't drink hot drinks.
You
at all.
don't? You drink hot drinks?
No, it's a long story.
Okay.
I will drink hot tea if I'm not feeling well, but 20 years in the Navy, I never drank coffee. So it's water, orange juice,
Is that right?
and then I start with Coke later in the day, and that maintains my energy level.
No Pepsi, Coke?
Either one.
Okay. If you could bring one wild attraction to DeBary, what would it be? Like, okay, think outside of the box.
Oh, I am.
Okay.
I want a roller coaster.
Yes, I like it.
I want a really big, really fast roller coaster that I don't have to wait 7 hours to ride.
And where would you put it?
There's not a lot of room in DeBary is a problem. The other is I'd put a wave pool. I grew up I was a beach lifeguard, I was a surfer, so I'd love to have a wave pool. Again, I don't know where it would fit because DeBary's building out their new town center.
Yes.
DeBary's 90% built out, so there's no place left to go. If you could combine a wave pool with a roller coaster, I'd never leave. So
A roller coaster, I love that. I really love roller coasters. These days, not so much anymore, but wave pool. Maybe we can combine the roller coaster with, I don't know, water slide or something.
those are fun too.
Well, Jim, I really love your passion about the community and about giving back. It's kind of unusual. And right, would you
I'm
say?
just me. That's what. And people thank me all the time for doing this, and I just look and I don't know what to say because it's just who I am. This is how I've always been, and I want the community to be better. I want my friends and neighbors to be better. That's just how I'm built.
So thank you for saying that because this podcast is about Be Real. That's the name. I have a license plate that says Be Real. And I want to be real, right? I like authenticity. I like people not wearing a mask and just be who they are. In your case, quite fortunately, the way you are is very giving.
Yeah, I don't have a filter. Sometimes it gets me in trouble.
Uh-oh.
But I was a fighter. I flew fighters for the Navy, so I have a polite filter. But you see what you see what you get.
I was going to say, you get what you see, you see what you get,
That's
right?
what I was looking for. In my
And you know what? I think that's something we have in common because that's me too.
Well, when I first met you, that's what I struck at because you were very, direct in a good way. And I was like, there's no filter. This is who she is. And that's why I was like, absolutely, I'll come talk to you again.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I appreciate your time here, and thank you so much for coming and
absolutely.
giving us more insight on the DeBary Foundation. And I cannot wait to see what you all are doing. And before I let you go, what is your favorite candy bar?
Milky Way.
How did I know this?
Because you're that good.
Because I'm that good. So here you go.
Awesome. Thank you. I work for candy.
Yes. All right. Well, guys, that wraps up our episode today with our wonderful guest, Jim Old from the DeBary Foundation. I hope you learned something. I thought it was very, very interesting. And thank you so much for your time.
Thank you so much for having me and helping with this because you give back to the community, and that's why we're here.
Yes, that's why we're here. We're leaving the place better than we found it.
Exactly.